This story is about how I learned to love my wealthy older brother. After years of hidden jealous, resentment, bitterness, anger, and frustration, my older brother and I grew up together. While he was serious about school, driven, and focused, I took a different route. I wasn't very interested in studying or working hard. I always thought life would somehow figure itself out. As the years went by, my brother's hard work paid off. He landed a well-paying job, bought a nice house, and was doing really well for himself. And me, well, I didn't have the same success. I struggled to find a job that paid well, and I began to feel like life was treating me unfairly. I started to feel entitled to my brother's success, believing that since he was family, he should be supporting me financially. I told myself he was selfish, that he'd forgotten about me, and that he cared more about his money than he did about his own brother. Those feelings turned into hatred. I blamed him for every problem I had, every disappointment, and every struggle. All I saw was someone who owed me, and I despised him for not living up to my expectations. Then one day, I went to church, not expecting much, and the preacher started talking about loving our families and those close to us. He shared from 1 John 4 verses 20, where it says, "If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?" That verse was like a light switch flipping in my mind. I realized that all this time, I'd been claiming to love God, but hating my own brother with pride and jealousy. My attitude wasn't just harming my relationship with my brother, it was damaging my relationship with God. That verse kept echoing in my mind, breaking down the walls of resentment I had built over the years. I went home with a heavy heart, but also with a newfound sense of clarity. I prayed and asked God to help me transform and renew my mind. I asked for forgiveness for my anger, my sense of entitlement, and my unwillingness to accept responsibility for my own choices. God transformed me. I reached out to my brother not with demands or expectations, but with a genuine desire to reconnect. I apologized to him, sharing honestly about the bitterness I had carried. He forgave me. He didn't hold a single grudge. I finally saw him for who he was, not just as someone who could give me financial help, but as my own flesh and blood, someone I should have been supporting, encouraging, and loving all along. I learned that true love isn't about what someone can give you. It's about what you're willing to give of yourself to them. So, if you're harboring resentment, jealousy, or even hatred towards someone close to you, let it go. Loving others, whether it's a sibling, a friend, or a neighbor, is one of the truest ways we can show our love for God. If my story has resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe, like, and share.